Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I'm doing the part 2 video for Aries, okay? So I had to stop my computer. My video is being funny. So basically, I was talking about the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is a girl who is very sad and lonely and feeling depressed. And, this is just after a breakup. I don't see any breakup cards here except the Temperance card, which I talked about in the part 1, which is a card about separation. So you may have been separated. You may have already broken up, and you're crying about it and you're upset about it. There's some kind of separation maybe going on. For those of you who are single, this is you wanting love. This is you feeling unloved. This is you feeling very lonely and sad and just like, needing attention and affection. And you have the card. There's been depression in the past. Some of you may suffer from depression because you have the Moon card in the recent past, and the Moon is a girl who feels very lost and very confused and has a lot of that fear and doubt and confusion going on in her head. Not sure what she's supposed to do. You may also be have been dealing with some deception. Either you were deceiving somebody, or your partner or spouse or somebody was deceiving you, okay? There's some shade. I call it shade now, okay? Some deception, some lying going on, okay? Most likely, it just feels to me more just like a dark cloud kind of hanging over your shoulder that's just kind of following you around. Just depression. For some of you, it's just depression. Feeling low, feeling just like, what am I going to do with my life? What's my direction? What's my, what's my next, what's the thing that I need to be doing? And this is just going down the path, and you need to be very careful that you don't get sucked down into any kind of drugs or alcohol or dependencies, codependencies, issues, okay? Because I feel like for some of you that could become a real problem. You just don't want it to. You just don't want it to get to that place, okay? But I mean, you have the Nine of Pentacles crowning you, which is an interesting place to be to kind of bounce back. So I feel like in a way you've bounced back, or you may be struggling. I feel like it may be a little bit of a struggle where you're kind of going back and forth. You have this Temperance thing going on, going back and forth, hot, cold, depressed, happy, depressed. It's just, the Nine of Pentacles is a card about career. It's about a career woman. It's about, even for Aries guys, this is you focusing on career. The Nine of Pentacles is a very, very positive card because it means that the universe really wants you to develop your career more, to get out there and do something. And whatever it is that you're going to do, you're going to become well known for it, okay? Within your community, within a larger community, even the world. I mean, it's big. It's bigger than what you think. Some of you may be interacting with somebody who is a star in his way, or a celebrity. This is a music star, a movie star. This is somebody who's famous. But this is about coming into your own power, okay? So some of you literally may be, just coming into your own power. And some of you may literally be having tea with Oprah, So it could go either way. But this is also music. A key thing for you is music. And art and beauty. So some of you may be like another YouTuber who does like things, with makeup, or some of you may be, another YouTuber that does something with art or something with music. Some of you may just be people that really enjoy music, or literally that may be your profession, So this is just interesting. The universe is telling you. So you may have felt lost in the past, but the universe is telling you This is your focus. This is what you need to focus on now, okay? It's not going to be always be your focus. Things change, um, but the focus right now is career, putting yourself out there. It is, maybe it's applying for, a job, second job, but it's also doing what you love to do. There is a strong creative element here with this Nine of Pentacles. So whatever it is that you do, know that there will be some kind of creative element, and this is you saying, you know what, this is who I am in the world. And if you don't know who you are in the world, it's okay, because you're gonna kind of stumble across it anyways. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen naturally. That's how stars are made. It just happens naturally. So you have that. Now, you also have the Queen of Wands, which I feel like is you, okay, in the immediate future. You could be, especially if you're an Aries male watching this video, this could be, your wife, or this could be, someone that you're already in a relationship with, or somebody that you're, looking to date. This could be a very interesting Aries combination. This could also be, you could be any of the other signs and watching this video about an Aries girl that you like. I mean, it could happen, definitely. So, more, people always want to know more about the people. Well, I see that Queen of Wands as being a tough character, okay? If it's you Aries females, I really don't need to describe who you are, because I feel like I see the Aries females as being the sergeant generals of the zodiac, okay? They are, tough, and they don't take shit from anybody, and they're fighters. They're little fighters. It's like that little chihuahua. Like, you may not even be, a lot of times Aries are actually quite petite, in size, physically, they're small people, but they pack a real wallop to be that small, okay? And if they're tall, if you're like a tall Aries, message me if you're tall Aries. I'm interested to hear about this. If you're a tall Aries, you're that much more powerful. And, it's hard for people to say no to you once you make your mind up to something. So yeah, it's like that, I was saying, that little chihuahua, or that little dog that has like a really fierce bite. You know what I mean? It's really fierce. You don't want to piss off the chihuahua, but it's really, really small. So, that's how it is. You may just have it also, if you're an Aries guy, you may have a very, I want to say, difficult relationship with your wife. You may not be an Aries guy. You could be, again, anybody else in the zodiac watching this for their partner. But this is somebody who's, Queen of Wands is quite challenging. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In Aries females, you can be quite challenging. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. This is you. You're challenging. There's a lot of great things about the Queen of Wands. Her uniqueness, her beauty. She is known, usually she's very, very beautiful. And she's good at getting what she wants. She's very cunning in this way. This could be someone who's a little bit of a gold digger, or who just wants stability, who wants money, who wants fame and fortune, Now, every Aries female is going to be different, okay? Not all Aries females are this way, but these are the traits of the Aries female predominantly. Aries females can also be quite motherly. I want to say motherly. They can be quite motherly. They can make very good wives and mothers, and they can be excellent cooks, and they can be just really fun to be around. Very fun. Aries makes great friendships. I want to say, especially Aries women make really great friends, okay? I feel like Aries in general can be friends with pretty much anybody. The only problem is the Aries has too much self-focus, so it needs to be the star of the show. So if this is a wife or if this is somebody in your life, she may need too much attention. You know, she may be getting things done her way every time, and she may not really take, I want to say, really, she doesn't really care too much about you getting your way. She just doesn't. It's just one of those things. Again, you may be having a Pisces, you may be in a relationship with a Pisces because you have this Two of Swords, and this Two of Swords came up for in the Pisces video, okay? And so, and that might not be their sun sign, but it may be their moon sign or ascendant sign. So, in the position of emotions, you have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is someone who's emotionally unavailable. So for this to show up in the position of emotions, this is a serious issue, okay? This is where you don't agree. This is where you can't get through to them no matter what. This is where you're not talking. This is where you have, you know, an argument and it leads to not talking. This is the silent treatment that goes on for weeks, months, years. This is living with somebody that you cannot get through to because you may see how to resolve the issue, and you may want to try to talk to them, or they may want to try to talk to you, but you just don't relent. In a way, you're relentless. This is living with somebody who you just don't communicate. This is being with someone you don't communicate to. This is rejection. If you are in love with someone, Aries females, I will tell you that you're going to get your heart broken because they will reject you. Most likely, they don't see it going anywhere, okay? And women have a difficult time with this, very difficult time. A guy and girl, people need to see it going somewhere, okay, in order for them to want to be in a relationship. And for whatever reason, they just might not. And so accept that that's, you know, it's sort of just like that movie, you know, he's just not into you. You know, maybe your partner was into you at one point, but now they're not. And so the glamour is gone. The the reality has set in, you know. It's no longer what it once was, okay? So Aries guys, you may be, if you're in a relationship with someone, you may be, and Aries females too, same, it goes for both guys and girls. You may be in a relationship with somebody who's really emotionally unavailable, and it behoove you to get out of the relationship because it's, in my mind, it's never going to change. This is the definition of emotional unavailability. This is the definition of the silent treatment. This is the definition of a standoff that lasts for an incredibly long time. And you may have a lot of things going on, you know, a lot of things that you have to do, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things on your plate, you know, same with the Pisces. Again, just a lot of responsibilities, other people's burdens, you know, things that you have to take care of, things that you have to do, shit that needs to get done, and you may feel like it's never ending, like you can't get through it, like you just don't know how to do, and you're trying to do it all. And you're not a superhuman being, although Aries women especially believe that they're superpowered. And they are, in a way, because they've got all this crazy fire energy and they can get a lot done. But the problem is that you need to know your own limits because you're going to suffer some kind of emotional breakdown if you don't. To me, the Ten of Wands is a person who's almost ready to collapse. And you may be a guy or a girl here, okay? This is the emotional collapse. This is the emotional breakdown. This is when, things deteriorate. Things break down because you can't take any more. You're kind of reached your limit, you know? You kind of have to be like, that's enough. I've reached my limit. This can't continue. Aries hate conflict, and so this is so hard for an Aries. This is unbelievably hard. This is where I feel like, this is painful to even say to you because I feel like in a way you're not listening, but I'm going to tell you anyways, you know, you need to say, I've had enough. And end it. That's it. That's all. You need to get to a point where you're done. But not in a way where you ignore someone. In a way where you sit down and talk to them and say, you know what? I don't see this relationship going anywhere. And that's it. That's all. And separate. That's what you need to do. And separate. If you're with someone, you need to separate. Absolutely. You're still living with that person, separate. Means you got to move out. Pack your bags. I get clients all the time. They're like, do you want me to do it now? Should I do it tonight? Be responsible about it. But, start packing. Start moving. It's time, The outcome is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups may be a new relationship. The Queen of Cups a lot of times is psychic. And she has intuition, and she's very artistic. She's a very deep person. This can indicate, usually the Queen of Cups is a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces female. But in my book, I see it also as a Capricorn, Taurus, Capricorn or Taurus female. It could also be a Virgo in very rare situations. I have seen it as a Virgo, but very, very rare. It's usually the water signs or the Capricorn or Taurus female. Most of the time this is a Scorpio. So you may get into a relationship, Aries, with a Scorpio female if you are an Aries guy. If you're an Aries female, this may be someone in your life that you know. Very positive influence. It could be me because I a lot of times see myself as the Queen of Cups. I am psychic and I'm very artistic. But this is someone who loves to dance. This is the universe saying, go out, dance, have fun. She is in a place, the Queen of Cups is in a place of deep trust. So you must get to that place where you're, instead of being like this, which is what you were, okay, going around in circles, going, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I don't know how I'm going to get there, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, oh. Like, you need to stop and be like, I'm in a place of deep trust. I'm going to trust that everything is going to turn out okay. I'm going to trust that everything that I need, I already have. I'm going to trust that I'm stepping away or away from something negative into something positive, and I'm stepping into a future that is brighter than the one that I have now. I think Ava said, and I wrote it down, from one of her videos I watched from the Ava and Trudy channel. She said that growth comes from the belief that we can be more than what we are right now, or something to that effect. So you need to literally grow. This is a card about growth. For you to step into the future in this, and for this to be the outcome at the end of November, is a really great thing. And I like to see this, and I feel very strongly, and I'm getting a tingle on this, that this is the main message for you for the month of November. This to me is coloring, it will be coloring all of December, and will influence you. This is kind of the path that you're on, and this is how you need to see yourself. This is where you're going, okay? You're trying to get to a place of trust. You're trying to get through kind of a transition period of time, okay? Where you're neither here nor there, okay? You're just swimming in between, and that's okay. And you're trusting that you're not going to get bitten by a shark, and you're not going to, die from the plague, and you're going to be all right. That's the main thing. So trust is very interesting, Then it takes time to kind of build it, but this to me is having trust in outer circumstances. And that's where the Aries has a hard time. Because Aries thinks it's all like an inner thing, and it's not always about you. It's not always about the self, okay? Sometimes it's about understanding that who we are in the world, we're just like a little ant. We're just sort of like working our way through with everybody else, and our time will come, And seeing the outside, understanding the outside, what's going on around us. And Aries kind of get lost. They get lost in their own inner world, and they don't see how the world kind of is colored. They don't. And literally, my suggestion would be for you is get a sketch pad. Start to sketch and look at the world and really start to even take some videos of the world and kind of just, start to see what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on around you and understand what's going on around you, because it will give you in a way, something to stand on, okay? Whereas if you look at yourself and you spend all your time thinking about woe is me and oh my God and da da da, that's a negative, So balance out who you are in the world with who you are as a person, and don't worry that you haven't fully developed yet, because you're just beginning, because that's the Aries struggle. You're just beginning to learn. And this whole process, in November, from start to finish, is about growth. So, yeah, go out, sing, party, dance, have fun, go wild. It's a magical time. The end of November is going to be a magical time, okay? So, I would say, I want to say that if you're in a relationship, moving on will be the best thing that has ever happened to you. And I want to say that for those of you who are not in a relationship, you're going to be coming out of a time that has been maybe full of struggle, or full of confusion, or full of challenges for figuring out who you are in the world, You're going to be coming out of that. I feel like you're going to figure it out. Whether it comes from you or whether somebody else tells you or helps you. Not tells you, I want to say helps you. And in a way, it doesn't matter. You'll figure it out. And you do need to limit your responsibilities, because you are taking on too much, and you need to balance things. Balance your life experience with positive people and positive experiences and doing fun things. And anybody that's burdening you with problems, say no. Set your boundaries. So, anyways, that is all for you for now, my lovely Aries, and I will be back again for your mid-November videos. In the future, I may not be posting videos twice a month. I've yet to determine that. But anyways, feel free to reach out to me if you'd like a private reading, and click the subscribe button so you can be notified when I do post my videos. And if you'd like to donate to my channel, I did enable the fan funding link, so feel free to donate if you can. I appreciate it so much, and I wish you all the best. Okay, so I will send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.